In this video, we'll cover how you can export your contacts from ACT and then import them into Salesforce. The first step in exporting your contacts is to launch your ACT database. Once you're in ACT, click on the File menu in the upper left-hand corner. Then select Export from the drop-down menu to open the Export wizard. The first thing you'll do is click Next to get started. Then select what type of file you're looking to export. Select Text Delimited as the file type you want to export, and then click on the Browse button. Now you can choose where to save your file and give it a memorable name so you can easily find it later. I'll save this file to my desktop and name it My Contacts ACT. Now you need to make sure the file is exporting in the right format. You'll want to select comma-separated values as the file type, and then click Open to continue along in the export process. You'll be taken back to the Export wizard. Click Next, and now you'll be able to select what records you want to export. Select your contact records, and then choose All Records. Then click Next. Now you can choose the field separator type. Choose comma as the field separator, and then make sure that the box for exporting field names is checked. This will ensure that you have header rows in your contacts file to help you easily match your contact information into Salesforce. On step 5, you can change the order your contact data will be exported or remove fields that you don't want to export to your spreadsheet. Customize this as much as you want, and when you're finished, head to the final step. Here you can double-check where your file will be saved and make sure that there are no issues with how you're exporting your contacts. Click Finish, and ACT will export your contacts. This may take a few minutes depending on how many contacts you have. Once your contacts file has finished exporting, you can now import them to Salesforce. Log into your Salesforce account and then click on your Contacts tab. Look for the Tools section in the bottom right-hand corner of the page, and then click on the Import My Accounts and Contacts link. You'll be taken to an overview page for importing your contacts. There are a number of helpful links on the right side of this page. Take a few minutes to read through this information before continuing on. You'll also notice a link at the top of the page in the yellow bar. Click on this link if you're importing more than 500 contacts at once, and you'll be taken to another import wizard that will help walk you through the process. For this tutorial, we're going to walk through how to import fewer than 500 contacts, so we'll click on the Start the Import Wizard link and launch the Import Wizard. One best practice for importing your contacts is to test how a file with just 5 to 10 contacts will import. That way you can go back and refine the process if you need to. On the first step of the Import wizard, you can select where your data is coming from. Select ACT as the data source, and then click Next. Now you can choose your contacts file. Click on the Choose File button, and then find the file that you exported from ACT. We saved ours to our desktop and named it My Contacts ACT. Once you select your file, click Open. If you're certain that your contacts will import correctly, maybe you tested importing a few contacts to see that all of your information matched up correctly to Salesforce, then you can click Import Now. If you'd like to check how your contact information is mapping to Salesforce's fields, click on the Customize Mappings button. First, you'll be able to check your contact information. You can walk through the different fields to check that the information you have in your spreadsheet is matching up to the right fields in Salesforce. For instance, that the name field is pulling from the right column in your contact sheet, or that the title or email address will be correct. If you're unsure of how the information is set up in your CSV file, you can always open your spreadsheet at this point to check what information you have in it and make sure that it's being mapped correctly. On the next step, You can check how your contact's address and phone numbers are being mapped. When you've checked this information over, head to Step 5. Here you can check that your account information is importing correctly. Accounts are how Salesforce refers to companies that your contacts work at. At the top of the page, you'll see that you can overwrite any existing account data that you may already have in Salesforce with the new account data in your spreadsheet. Check this box if you already have data in Salesforce and know that the account information you're importing is more up to date. Click Next, and now you can check over the rest of your account's information, including their billing address, shipping address, and phone number. On the final step, Salesforce will show you all of the data in your spreadsheet that's not currently matched up to any field in Salesforce. If you need to, you can always click the Back button and go back to the previous steps in the wizard to make sure that this data is mapped correctly. Or you can choose to import this data into the Notes section of either the contact or account record. When you're done checking your data over, click Import Now. Salesforce will let you know how many new contacts and accounts were created. And if you close out of the Import wizard, you can go to your Contacts tab and then select the New This Week view to see the contacts that you just imported. Now that you've learned how to import your contacts from ACT, watch the next video to learn how to create and manage your personal tasks in Salesforce.